This one's called, well, I suppose it's called rats at the moment. I don't know, dig the animals. It's irrelevant. They're animals. My own fetish.
Rat, take one.
Right. Is it on? The light, I mean. Got it hit down, spot knock inside a spider.
One down, this is take one.
Wind and dine. I'll start again. I'll do it on top, right? 2. Wind and dine. Oh, it seemed just like a dream. Girl was so kind, kind of love I'd never seen. And whatever, that's I think that was okay.
The first interviews the Pink Floyd gave was in Canada on CBC. There are precious few recordings of Syd Barrett talking about those early days.
And social setups are channeled into success or otherwise, and through schools and such like, and one gets different things. And I think, and of course one comes across teachers and people like that, teaching and sort of instruction and to talk to. And they came, and I feel now that having left art school that there are a lot of things that I could do, a lot of things I see now, a lot of things that went into me, into my head, and thinking that these were perhaps changing and altering things. For instance, I made a painting the other day, and I see and hear very clearly sort of different instructions and different criticisms going into the picture, which were in fact criticisms that I could relate back to art schools and teachers and various things that had come at that time. So maybe this would be very valuable, this break. I don't know, and sort of to try painting again after a break and going into pop music and going to playing this sort of music. Just might work out that you get more sort of basic freedom. I don't know. It's something to just things like shape of the paper, and there seem to be a lot of assumptions taking place.
When you say criticisms, you mean your own criticisms of your work? Is that what you meant, or did you mean outside other people?
Criticisms that yeah.
They were your own criticisms of your own work.
Yeah.
That were sort of put into you by teachers and so on.
They were what I was channeling into my own criticism. Yeah. They were what were governing what I was doing while it was happening.
Do you ever get, I don't know, frightened by, I use this word because it applies to me, by the systems that, I mean, this in a sense, I don't know, could be a better word, but this in a sense is, is a system when you realize that the criticisms that you're using have been put into you, sort of conditioned or whatever. But when you realize more and more what it is that controls all the systems that, system upon system, and sort of working your way through one into another, does this really bother you? Or even frighten you? The feeling that you'll never be free, that you'll always be a prisoner. But maybe you don't have that feeling.
Yeah, I do.
Do you think you can be free if you can realize, get to a point where you realize, more and more and more systems perhaps?
I think maybe
the realization sort of freeing one.
Yeah, well, yes, slowly in time, well, it happened with this painting. Having finished the picture, I got through.
Well, if I first may turn to Roger, I want to ask one fundamental question, of which our televiewers may not be quite aware the significance of it, because they didn't hear all of it. Why has it all got to be so terribly loud? For me, frankly, it's too loud. I just can't bear it. I happen to have grown up in the string quartet, which is a bit softer. So, why has it got to be so loud, so amplified?
Well, I don't guess it has to be, but that's the way we like it. And we didn't grow up with a string quartet, and I guess that could be one of the reasons why it is loud. And it doesn't sound terribly loud to us.
Yes, actually, not everybody who hasn't grown up in a string quartet turns into a loud pop group, so your reason is not altogether convincing. But I accept that you like it. What I'm saying is that if one gets immune to this kind of sound, one may find it difficult to appreciate softer types of sound. Syd, yes? No?
I don't think that's so.
No.
Everybody listens. We don't need it very loud to be able to hear it, and some of it is very quiet, in fact.
Right.
Personally, I like quiet music just as much as loud music. We play in large halls and things where obviously volume is necessary, and when people dance, they like volume, comes in on its own, but...
Well, that's interesting. You see, when people dance, you did start, if I'm not mistaken, as a group which accompanied dancing, is that it?
Yeah, you could say that.
And how did you turn into a concertizing group, if I may use the American term?
Well, we've only done 2 concerts, in fact, because the main scene with pop music, which I guess is what we are at the moment, is that you play gigs around ballrooms and dance halls and this sort of scene, because that's how it works at the moment. But we felt that there was no real reason, why we shouldn't do an organised concert in a large hall where people came and sat and actually listened to what we do, because dance halls, generally speaking, are not very good places to actually listen to the music. Most people come along, and the music, for most of them, has been, over the past few years anyway,